Alright guys, man, you wouldn't believe where I'm at right now. Had to drop Murphy off for some, I thought it was for some church thing, but it turns out that the kids or something were supposed to pick up trash along the Barangay Road. I'm like 3 or 4 miles off the Barangay Road down some dirt trail, and Murphy took a big giant bowl of pancit stuff, and we finally got here. People in the area didn't even know where this place is even at, which is hilarious. But we got there, and Pastor Tim was there and a bunch of other people, so she's at the right place. But I guess they're going to feed some kids or something. Everybody brought some food, it looks like, and so they're going to have like a big picnic or something like that. In the middle of nowhere. We're about 2 miles past Philip's house, down some side road. Actually down the same side road, and then branched off another road. And I heard this road goes about another 2 miles past here and goes to a creek somewhere. And I'm going to get the motorcycle out and come down here and check it out one day and see what it's like. Maybe I can find some interesting stuff down there. But look right here, there's a very nice house there. There's a community well right there. Old lady sitting around smoking cigars. Not a bad road either. I imagine it's an adventure in the wet season, but there's tons of stones on it right now. It's not like a gravel road or anything like that. I call it kind of rocky. Here it's quite good, but I bet it gets different when it rains. Hard to say. We stopped and asked this lady where to go. She used to go down there. She's pointing right and left. And thank you. And Murphy didn't have a clue where we're going. That's the best part. But the last time I was down, halfway down this road, it just stopped. And in fact, we went there one time and we walked up we walked about 2 miles over hills and dales and everywhere you can imagine to some lady's house Murphy wanted to visit or something. And I remember I got some African violets or something from the lady one time. It was pretty cool. I had them for years and years and years. I like it down here. This is nice. Get off the beaten trail, man. That's what it's all about. Stay away from the highways and stuff. Well, they're building a little bridge down there across the valley. Big ditches here. These are real interesting in the rain. The guy standing there. Hello! He's looking at me like, what the hell are you doing in our road? Phillips Pond's right around here somewhere. Off to the left. Yeah, probably right up here. I can see his pineapples. Yep, there's his dam right there. Looks pretty empty. Dry as a bone. Murphy's nephew. this comes out here just a little ways up on the Barangay Road, which is the main road here. And that goes up this way up through the mountains a little bit to another barangay called Rizal. And Rizal's the end of the road. About another, at least 5 miles up there. And then, just before Rizal, last time I was up there, which is again years ago, I haven't been up there hardly at all, years ago, then there's a road from there that turns left, and that goes parallel to the National Highway all the way to Santo Niño, which is close to Talabon. And I drove on long ways, and I just decided to turn on it, turn left off of it, and see where it goes when I popped out in Santo Niño. So it probably might even go all the way to the main highway on the other side of Talabon. It's hard to say, but it was just a dirt road too. But this road right here, you're looking at here, they want to make this into a major highway that goes across from the highway that goes all the way across over towards Trinidad, which is 15 or 20 kilometers from Talabon, and they want that to connect up to the other national highway, so when that new bridge comes in, they'll have a road that goes across the island, straight across to the center of the island, and then people can choose whether they want to go to the Chocolate Hills, or they want to go farther north to Ubay, or they want to go farther, I guess it would be east, and then maybe a little south, and then get to like places like Anda Beach and things like that. But that all stopped with COVID. I don't know what's going on now. They all dry their rice out there, put it out, pick it up every day. Takes about a week of the good sun to dry it out properly before it can be milled in the rice mills. Girl riding a bike. It's interesting. But it's pretty nice up here in the hill. We're probably, I bet we're 1,000 feet up from the highway down where we live at. Maybe not quite that high, but in the ballpark of that. And as you go up towards Rizal, it gets a little higher. When I first got here, I was told never to drive my motorcycle up to Rizal. And that was the first place I went to, just to see what's up there. Hello. It's supposed to have been NPA up there, the rebels. And when I first got here in 2004, there were rebels here all over the place. We'd hear at night, we'd hear machine gun fire and stuff all the time. They're having problems, the troops and stuff were having problem with them. I even had one time, I had 3 guys come to my house and no guns. I imagine they left their guns leaning against a tree outside my yard, but they came knocking on my door and asking for rice. And they were from the NPA. And I told them I don't have much. I said I give you what I had. I had about a third of a bag of rice. I just gave it to them, help them out. You know, you don't want any of those people mad at you. That's for sure. And they never did come back. And then it was probably about 2000, maybe 6. The military came here and they made a camp down by the highway, and they spent their about 8 or 10 guys. They spent their entire day in a couple trees and hammocks, and then at night they'd go out. They'd walk up this Barangay Road, and I imagine they probably walked all the way to Rizal, probably a whole night walk. But there was warnings given to the people here, everybody, that said, if you're outside after 7 o'clock and you don't have a flashlight, you're dead. You're gonna get shot. They're not even gonna ask questions. They're just gonna shoot you. So Eventually, they wound up shooting a boy and a girl, teenage age, and I don't know if they got anybody else, but I remember those two getting shot and killed, and they said they were NPA, which they probably could have been, but probably not. And after that, they left, and all the trouble stopped. In fact, the funny thing is, the NPA is no trouble for the people. They don't like the government. They're kind of a communist thing, and they don't like the government, and they don't like the police, and they don't like the military, and the military and the police don't like them. So they're always having, little wars and stuff and little battles. I got the sun on my face, guys. I'm just going to let you go. Take care. Thanks for watching. Take care.